Hello. Welcome back to Roasty Sunday. Sunday roasty goodness.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm wearing my poncho this week because ponchos are awesome, so why not?
Yes. I don't know. He just really wanted to wear it. I apologise in advance.
Well, you look good, so I look good.
I look great.
Do I look good?
Fuck. All right, let's continue on this bloody journey. So we're going to make Sunday roast a bit of a regular thing now.
Yeah.
And if you are enjoying them, please make sure you post comments.
Yes.
Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you want to learn more of. And we will try, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll keep us going. We might keep doing it.
We might keep doing it. I don't know.
We just said it's going to be a regular thing, and now we're like...
No, you just backpedaled.
Threatening people with like, if they don't comment, we're going to stop doing it.
We're going to stop doing it. I'm going to try every week to myself.
No, it's nice to hear from people and know that people are actually watching, so that's good.
Yeah, if there's filmmakers you want us to review, tag them, let us know.
And share with friends, and we'll keep going.
All the good stuff.
Shall we get into it?
We shall.
What do we got on today, Grace?
On today, I thought you were doing the introduction.
Oh, so we got World Weddings from Texas?
From Texas, from all the other side of the world, Fort Worth.
What's his name? Read me a message.
I'll read you a message. So, email from World Weddings. So Christina and Adrian, and they said, we are a husband and wife team based out of Fort Worth, Texas. I've been shooting weddings since 2018 and my wife joined me in 2020. Ooh. So kind of fresh, but kind of not, like intermediate now, I guess.
Don't do it. It's terrible working with your partner.
You literally sound like you're on Play School. By the way, Ernie, don't do it. Anyway, yeah, it's great working with your partner, clearly. Oh, we have gin this week.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I bet I should drink.
So, what have we got from them? A nice little tasty little wedding film?
Yes, this wedding film I'm actually really excited about because, I mean, we have had a lot of people send in really fast-paced, upbeat stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But also, we want to make sure we show you guys different styles of wedding films, so we're not just showing you the same, genre over and over.
Yeah, because we've always been big on the fact that there's like no right or wrong way to make a wedding film.
Yeah.
Our style is obviously pretty upbeat.
I mean, it's obviously the best.
No. But yeah, it's we really celebrate diversity and like there's so many different ways you can do it.
There is, Andrew.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. This film is like, just stick with it the whole way because there's a lot going on. I'm excited.
Yeah, all right, shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right.
You're the rock that keeps me down on earth. You're the power that keeps my train moving. You're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with.
I just let that play out for a little bit first because like this, I don't know, I just love this vibe. Like it is straight off the bat so beautiful. This song is so beautiful. I love it. And it really, we see a lot of films now with weddings where they launch in, which, we do, like we love doing.
Yeah,
and there's so many different ways to do a wedding film, but it is like refreshing sometimes just to see something ease into the story, like just these really beautiful shots and a focus on the cinematography, and that shot you just paused on was so amazing.
Yeah, and all the moments that they just hero so far, like they're not trying too hard. They're just letting what's amazing shine.
Yeah.
And especially, I love the cinematography in this so far as well. Like even that shot there, the contrast of light, the use of light in it's so good. And it's such striking imagery already. Like you can scroll back a little bit. Like the medals and stuff, and you're just holding on that shot, and this shot is lit so well. Like you've obviously got a high your key light coming in from the side, which is sick, and just the slow, like I'm not usually even a fan of like ambient shots like this, but just such a mood.
It is, and it's, I don't know, I love this couple already. I know we're going to be in for some really heavy shit in a really good way. The grade, may I say as well, is so nice so far. Like I really like it. Maybe some of the close-ups of the bride there might be a little too orange compared to the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I can tell that's a fairly brightly lit room, and there might be some house lights on.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
If any criticism so far, it's just
I'd
love to see like the natural light that he's getting ready in this stuff. the same for her. And like I often go into like a room where the couple's getting ready and say, hey, do you mind if I turn off the lights?
Yeah.
And if the makeup artist is done, most of the time it's like, yeah, sure, no dramas. And then you can match those light sources, because that's like literally splitting hairs. That's the only thing that I can pick up so far.
This is a hard one to roast because it's good.
Yeah. Should we keep going?
Yep.
Even if your voice is trembling, please. You've been quiet for so long, believe it'll be worth the risk you're taking.
Starting off over a decade ago, we were just some kids making our way through BISD. Your paths eventually crossed, and you built a foundation on friendship that would lead us here today.
Love it. I'm loving it.
So good.
Yeah, even the lyrics in that song are really beautiful. There's so much to love about the song choice too.
Yeah.
The only thing, because this is a hard one to pick out. There's not much to pick out. There's not much to roast. I will say that much. So if we go back to this part, that's probably the only thing that's thrown me so far. And I'm like, oh, is that necessary? But I think that's really personal taste for me. I
like that they're experimenting.
I like that they're experimenting, but I don't know if it's needed for this kind of tone.
Yeah. And also, like, props for using a song that is sort of really ambient but still has lyrics, because I think the easy option is always to use songs without lyrics.
Yeah, this one with the lyrics has, what was it? It's like, it says something like, something about it's worth the risk to stay, I think, with the lyrics back there.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can already, it's already setting the tone for this kind of couple and this kind of film, and it's like 10 out of 10 on point, especially with the opening vows, like being really emotional. Like, this is just carrying it now, so.
Yeah, it's killer. It's so good.
Yeah.
And you built a foundation on friendship that would lead us.
I need to sneeze.
You need to sneeze.
It's gone.
Here today. Over the years, there were parties, concerts, sporting events, holidays.
Even this is a composition. It's weird, but I like it. Like the lighting. I don't know. It just usually your eyes are drawn to that sort of stuff. I've experimented with a shot like this before, early days, and I don't know if I pulled it off, but that
was me directing Andrew, like, come back to us now. Like, come on, mate, you're switching. You got to be better.
What do you think of that?
I love it. I love that shot. I think, can you go back to it now? I need to say it again.
Yeah.
I really like the negative space. Actually, it's a really cool shot. I really like it. The filming is really beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just some really beautiful simplicity. And like, I think we always get caught up in the age of gimbals and camera tricks about.
Yes.
I know, I do. Like, get sucked into.
I do. I love it.
I want more movement. I want more production value. I want this. Like, sometimes all you need to do is just shoot it with really beautiful compositions.
Yeah, the basics. Back to the basics. Like, you can't sell a product that isn't good, and this is a good product. Like, it doesn't need to be loud and insane and like full of all these fucking shots to be really good. Like, it can be simple and beautiful. It can be like really thought out editing. Like, this isn't fast editing. This is like it's thoughtful really editing. Yeah, it's really considered, and it is really, oh my God, it's like a judge on MasterChef. And like, this plate of food is really considered.
What is the hero of this dish?
The hero of this dish is that shot you just pointed out. That was nice. No, but do you know what I mean? Like, people pack it in now, but like, even the pacing, like, this is probably like a really confident editor, like someone who knows they don't have to like overdo it and shove everything in there. Like, you can hold on these moments, and it's not, doesn't mean it's boring. It just means that, like, I don't know, there's some control over what you're doing. So I like this. I love this edit.
This is why I really admire wedding filmmakers have like diversity in style.
Yes.
Because you get a couple like this. We couldn't do like one of our typical edits for this couple. It just wouldn't suit them.
No, it would just be a mess.
You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of people, like, you can understand why. Like, most people have one style and they apply that to every couple, but it's not always the case that every couple's going to fit the one style. Yeah.
And I feel like also a tip for beginners, like if you're starting out, like, it's so tempting just to go straight into that really big style, like kind of like ours with really fast cuts and stuff. But that is harder to nail. Like, that takes more experience and more wedding films to really nail that and get it fucking proper.
Way more time in the edit too.
Way more time in the edit. It's like something like this, not to say there hasn't been a heaps of work put into it, because I do think there has been, but like something like this is way more achievable. Like when you have that control over your timing, and it is really conscious of the music and stuff. Like this is, I don't know, I really love this.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Holidays and family time that brought you two closer.
What if the path you choose becomes a road? The ground you take becomes.
We talked about this the first time we watched this film. Like even like the way that they just let that moment with him and his mum coming down the aisle play out in real time.
Yeah, I really like that.
When so often it's just the easy or the default option to play like a moment out like that in slow motion.
It is, and it's tempting with a song like this as well, just to have it all slow-mo, but really it's a really good balance.
Well done.
It is really well done.
Because it just heroes that moment even more. It gives it more realness and more intimacy.
It does, and it's such a nice moment. Like I love all these like really candid moments. They've got like all the getting ready shots they chose. Some of them were stylistic, like physically getting ready, like but they're really beautifully shot. And the ones that aren't perhaps framed as beautifully, they've chosen really great moments. Like it's them hugging family members, or like the girls sitting together and there's a camera flash. Like we're aware that things are happening and it's really like candid. And I think it adds value to this, because this is a song where you could just so easily make it cinematic, you know, all the pretty shots, and make it very like, you know, bougie. But I feel like that would be true to this couple. Like this is a bit more raw, and it gives us you attach to the couple more because it's more real.
Yeah, I love it.
Your home. The wind is high, but the pressure's off. I celebrate.
Even just that use of like sequence of shots, like you've got the dad. What?
Nothing. I'm just laughing at something random. Move on.
You got like the girls getting ready, and you cut to a shot of the dad sort of looking. And then the girls inside like see her for the first time, and it just builds a sense of like, anticipation. And that's like really good use of overlay. Yeah.
Also, like I don't know how many people do. I actually don't know the official term for it because I'm not an official person. But quote me on that. I just really like that use of like, you know, when you show a moment, then we cut away from it to something else, but then we come back to that same moment and it continues. Like I don't know why, but that kind of cutting, like I really love. Like I love the throwback. Like people can still connect those shots together, and it just creates. I don't know why, but for me, it feels more advanced editing when you can do things like that.
Yeah.
When it's a continuation of a moment with other things in between, like.
I think that's something people could start incorporating into their own edits. It would really add a lot. Because
I think so.
I've seen you do that all the time over the years, and it really like stretches a moment, especially if you're using the shot in between to like elevate that. Yeah,
exactly. Like I think I've done a similar one with this, like with the dad coming to see his daughter for the first time in the morning, and then in between we cut to them at the ceremony, hug, you know, dancing or something, and then we come continuation of that shot of them finishing the hug in the morning, and that stuff just builds emotion in like a bit more of an advanced way. I think when you can like, I don't know how to explain it, but
it just adds gravity to that moment.
It gives it gravity.
Yeah. Should we play that back?
Yeah.
It's high, but the pressure's off. I celebrate.
Even the lyrics say like but the pressure's on, and we see like the dad waiting, and there's so much to unpack here. Like I really love that this, like whoever's cutting, I'm actually not sure of the duo between Christina and Adrian who's cut this, but whoever's like, someone's really thought about the lyrics and how that music is working with what we see, and there's like a lot of little layers here, and we haven't heard this much a lot of narrative yet, but they're using the lyrics as narrative. So we've got narrative from speeches, and then these really long music moments. They're being conscious of the lyrics and cutting to them to continue a narrative. So like whether intentional or not, I think it is though, but it's cool.
Yeah, and they're using the narrative perfectly in between the lyrics.
Yeah, they are.
What you said?
No. Oh God, you know what I just said? That means I'm rambling again. I'm trying to slow down this week because I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, so this is what's happening. Like I have no chill. I get too much and excited.
Just got too much passion.
I just need more gin. Maybe that will just slow me.
Let's speed you up.
Speed me up.
Wherever we end up, wherever we end
Even that crossfade then, I'm like, usually I'd hate on it, but
I know. Same. Usually it's like, crossfade. But that, for some reason,
that
man,
works.
it worked. It was
It
nice.
builds up to that whole father-daughter sequence.
Because it was the right pace. Like the crossfade was timed perfectly. Like it leaked over the amount of right shot. Like some people, either they're too slow or too fast. This was just, it worked, man.
It did.
It's all timing.
Yeah.
And they've already built the rapport with us with this kind of pacing. So we understand how this movie is going to flow.
Yeah, and that there, like the whole father-daughter sequence with like the bridesmaid seeing her for the first time and then him seeing her and then walking her down the aisle, that's a whole sequence of overlay. It's not just like, oh, let's grab a piece of this and a piece of that.
Yeah.
It's really intentional.
I got so attached to this couple so quickly when we watched this once together, and I just straight away was like, I love these guys. Like, this is really, it's just beautiful storytelling.
Yeah.
Dear Heavenly Father, our hearts are filled with great happiness on this wedding day of Brandon and Caitlin. They come before you pledging their lives and hearts to one another. Grant them true, honest love.
I think about the crazy journey it has been for us up until this very moment, standing here today, about to take on the greatest title and honor of my life, your wife.
It didn't matter who you were dating, how far away we were from each other, or how many times you put me in the friend zone. I was going to be there waiting.
My heart has...
I love this. Again, the pacing, just all of it's timed perfectly. Like, I would not change a thing up until this point. But if I had to change one thing, I love where that vow sits. Like the thing about him saying, I've been friend zoned for like how long?
All these years.
All these years. Like that to me, like I don't even know if I would change it, but that to me is a hook. And that might be what I'd open my film with, because that is so like, oh, my heart. Like these guys have known each other for so long.
Yeah.
And I actually think in the email they said it's been like 7 years of friend zoning or something. And I just think that is such a cool, it's just like there's so much personality in that one sentence and the way he says it and he laughs a bit, and that tells you so much history about them as a couple. Like that would be a really cool opener, like that kind of thing, and then sinking into it. But I love the opening as is. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'd use.
Yeah.
But that's a potential option as well for people who really like to set up a narrative straight from the get-go.
Yeah, it's an alternative way you could do it, but it's hardly like the way they've done it is terrible.
The way they've done it
So
is basically perfect. This is like you also have had this other option.
Yeah, and like when he says, oh, the way I've been friend zoned all these years or whatever it was, it just says so much without saying that much. Like it's just one line that tells you so much about their relationship, his personality, what he's about. You know, it's...
That might be like, I imagine if you had opened with that, like friend zoned all these years, then you'd open with just that with no music, and then maybe you dip to black and have the music come in and start their story kind of thing. But that's, it's, well, I don't know.
Different styles.
Different styles, man. Yeah.
Always gravitated towards yours, and I know it'll never stop. You have shown me love in ways I feel like I never deserved, ways that have and continue to make me go first. I promise to always...
I love that frame. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's just, I don't know, it's just really powerful and solemn. And
yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
I'm not even a particularly religious person, but I just really love that for whatever reason. Anyway.
Choose you and put your needs before my own. That has always been you and will always be you. I love you.
I promise to love you and keep you safe. And I promise to make you happy when you cry and be there by your side. I love you, Caitlin.
I love the way they just hang on that. You see you do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Hanging on a reaction after a bit of narrative that you've got them on screen for.
Yeah. I think it honestly takes some understanding of you're just a really confident editor. Like someone just knows that they don't need to rush it. They don't need to shove in everything, and they can hang on this moment, and nothing feels too long in this film and doesn't feel too short either. It just feels like perfect. So
yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to see.
I wish so much happiness and patience on your bond. I hope you grow together as this life forms you and you become better because of it. But most of all, I hope you spend every second of this time celebrating it and soaking it in.
I know what you're gonna say.
This is going to be a roast, and I do apologize. My one big thing for this film, no, I didn't want that second song, man.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And take it or leave it. Like,
definitely take it or leave it.
some people watching this might be like, no, this is good. Like, it is a party sequence, but it's not like hard out, which is fine. But for you, like, you're so engrossed in them and their story and the tone.
Yeah, let's play out a little bit more.
This boy comes over one afternoon, and he'd been dating my daughter for a while. He kind of turns to me, and he does this thing he's been practicing. And he basically asks for my daughter's hand in marriage.
I love that bit.
I have so much to unpack here.
Roast away.
I'm roasting. Let's get on. Okay, so I love this whole song, this and the way they've cut it, everything, all the shots that are in there, the speeches in this party section, all of it's fucking perfect. But it feels like a separate film now. Like, we feel like we've got two different couples all of a sudden. And I got so deeply invested in that song and that first narrative and how, like, you know, it was just beautiful. And then out of nowhere, like, we just quickly transition into this, like, whole other thing.
Yep.
And it's done perfectly, but the transition is not. And I don't know if this song does any favors for this film.
Yeah,
I think it almost like puts it in a weird place.
Do you think the reason, the fact that it's so strong initially makes it, what am I trying to say? Like, the fact that it's so good up until that point
makes it harder to transition.
To pull off the transition.
It does, yes. And it's, okay, so what, you know, for me, it's too jarring. And also, like, that song choice for them, it felt so far away from the first song choice.
Right.
So, okay, well, tips. Let's go tips.
Yep.
All right, so what I would have done differently and how I would have done it. So with the opening song like that, and the genre of that song and the way and that music was so different to this next song. When you're going to transition two sections, like, this is the constant battle we have in wedding industry, right? People have layers, and how do we show everyone's many faceted part of their personality,
all the nuances
in one film?
Yeah.
Do we make it slow and romantic? Do we try taking on a journey and start fun, then go slow, then end fun? It is so hard and we're all trying to do it, right?
Yeah.
You know, because that's how you do justice to your couple. But we're getting this, like, Jekyll and Hyde thing now with a lot of films where people are just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. They're really fun and they're really romantic, so I'm just going to, like, hope that these two things go together.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I think before you even get to the transition, it is about the music you pick and if those songs even match and if you can bleed them together.
Yep.
So for me, the first song, nailed it. Second song, just is too far away in genre. So maybe you could have done the party song, but maybe what you need to do is pick something that is a bit more like cinematic, instrumental, like uplifting, like there's an artist on Music Bed, I think it's like Ryan Talbot or something.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, he does these beautiful instrumentals.
Taubert.
I don't know if this song would work. Like, you'd have to have a little poke around. But basically, like, I would be using something like that for the party song. Like, it still is really beautiful and well done, but it's an instrumental that builds and gives you some, like, you know, meat and some life
So
to edit to.
You could still have a party sequence, but make it more euphoric with, like, a sort of different style of music.
Yeah, I almost think, yes. So you could pick a song that matches the first one better. So those songs
what would you be looking for to match that?
Something like the Ryan Talbot, something like a cinematic instrumental, or maybe something a bit more like acoustic maybe. But this song kind of felt a little like
Is it too poppy?
It's too poppy, I think, for how beautiful and the first half of the film was.
Yeah.
So that's just my taste, but that's where I see the jarring happening.
So maybe something with your soul to match the first.
Yeah, maybe, yes, that is the word I'm looking for. Thank you. It's like keeping.
Not just a pretty face.
Something with a bit more soul.
Yep.
So this is like before you guys, when you get to editing, like, you really need to make sure, like, one of the easy hacks is, like, if you want a slow song and a party song, see if you can get two songs by the same artist, just different paces. Yep. That's easy. You know, try not to stretch your genres too far. Like, if you're going to get, like, yeah, these songs just didn't match for me. Not the end of the world. it still works, but like
And
it took me out of it.
We're splitting hairs here because it's so amazing so far.
Because I was so invested.
Yeah.
It was.
It takes a lot to get Grace this invested in.
It does. The other thing I would have done, second thing I would have done is I would have had that first song for the entire film, and I would have like, you know, there is a way to do party with slow music, and it can be really beautiful, and like you said, it can be euphoric. Yeah. So I would have kept the song going, and maybe like I would have had a party sequence that is like super slow-mo, like everything's slow-mode and all these big moments that feel really euphoric against this really beautiful track.
Yeah.
You know, I might have done something like that. What else? Other thing is just sorry, I have so much to say about this. Third thing I would have done is that for me, like that transition. So I think the songs were blended together. So I don't know if we should replay. Maybe we should replay it.
Celebrating it and soaking it in.
Yeah. So it sounds like the songs were just kind of faded over each other. Like one was coming out as one was coming in, but simultaneously. And all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, we're like, dun dun, pick up the shoes, it's playing. I love this song. I have used it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I maybe instead, if you really wanted to use that song to get us out of that first half, that was so beautiful. It needed to completely drop off and fade off, like the visually and with music. So the the audience needed a fucking break before going into that new section.
Give yourself a beat.
We just needed a full stop. Like we needed to, like maybe we hit naturally the end of the song, and then there's a beautiful ending shot that fades to black. And then maybe you could just put a bit of white noise in there. Like we fade to black, the music stops, bit of white noise, and then the dad's speech starts, which is a little bit funnier. But maybe we get...
One thing that did do well with that transition, though, was the overlay carried it.
The overlay was great. They blended.
Old father, daughter, and mother, son dancing through that transition, which is a really good technique to...
Yeah, that was cool.
To make it.
For sure. But I think I would have you need to have the dad's speech come in over black and just give us a minute to go, oh, that was really beautiful. And then now we're entering our next phase.
Signal change.
Yes.
This boy comes over one afternoon, and he'd been dating my daughter for a while. He kind of turns to me, and
I do like that they're using camera swipes and stuff for the party section of the film, though.
I have no problems with the cuts. Everything in this party section is fucking great.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
But it's really good because they've consciously started using different editing techniques for the different song.
Yeah,
which is really good.
They can clearly cut a party sequence. That's not even a question. It is a question of why am I meeting two new characters? Who are these people?
Controversial opinion.
And he does this thing he's been practicing. And he basically asked for my daughter's hand in marriage. He said,
even just the two shots into that, ooh,
yeah.
I can really sing really well. But yeah, it just it worked. Whoever this is cutting this, I don't know if it's Adrian or Christina, they know how to handle a song.
Yeah.
They're actually listening to the music.
But do you know how to handle two songs? No.
Things like sir, respect, honor, love, and family. And let me tell you, I've seen that he means every one of those things for her.
Yeah, this song, I tried to take over from Andrew, and he's like, don't take over. This song almost has, it has that little electro vibe to it. It's very indie, very poppy, and that's just it's just too far from the first one. So it needs to be more similar, but I don't know. I still fucking love it.
I'm really interested to see what people will say when they agree on it.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, comment what you think. Did you like the transition? Did you think the songs were okay and you followed, or is it just me? I got really invested. Tell us what you think.
It's everyone's there's no right or wrong.
No, it's super subjective. It's all art. It's all art, man. It's art.
I did not lose a daughter. I gained a son.
I'm just a sucker for a happy ending.
It almost is like we've got two different editors too. I love both, but
If
like
it's the same editor, it's super impressive.
well, maybe it's not.
Have the diversity.
Imagine if they both edited one half each. Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole.
Tell us, guys. Tell us. We need to know.
Yeah, we need to find out. You know, it's two really different editing styles too. Like, I mean, and we've all now got this like, you know, the one shot superimposed in another, and this kind of like box cutout look going on, which I love. I reckon it suits it, works perfectly. It's cool. Like, all of it's great.
Yeah.
But it's so different to the first half.
And they're using camera twists and stuff like that, which is really cool.
Yeah, there's so much going on here, but I just, it feels like two different people edited it. Or one really amazing person who can do any style, but they just haven't figured out how to merge those yet.
And they're actually following the music. Like, usually a lot of our criticism is like, it's a faster paced song, but you're not doing a faster paced edit. But
yeah,
it hasn't stood out to me that that's not the case.
All the cuts are perfect to the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shot where he dips her during the sparkler episode, I actually got little tingles. Like, that was such a... I don't know.
I thought you didn't like the song, though.
I love the song. It just that I don't like the two halves, but I like that. Yeah, that shot. I mean, it's beautiful editing. It's great. It's great storytelling. Everything in it's great.
Even when you use this song for one of our films, I think you did like a full stop, like a sharp end.
I can't remember.
I think you did. Anyway, that's like what you usually do.
Yeah.
You tend to do.
Maybe.
Not always. But yeah, they sort of like faded that out a little bit. Like it just
the song naturally fades. Maybe I cut it on a chorus. Happy ending.
Yeah. But I was kind of expecting that, and they didn't. And it just sort of, I don't know.
I will say the songs to me, I still can't wrap my head around. But the ending of that song, I felt like the ending of that film was true to the opening of the film.
Yeah.
To an extent, I think it was maybe like 80% way there, but it did have like this really nice Super 8. I don't know if that's real Super 8 or fake, but either way, I think it works. I think it's a film grain thing, but it looks cool. But they it was more candid moments, and it was like a bit voyeuristic, like we were kind of seeing these great little moments.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about handheld footage is it's so intimate.
Yeah, it is intimate.
And the whole like end sequence there, when I just go back to it, was just like very intimate and very personal.
Really good shot choices.
Yeah.
Oh, now you got to figure out how to restart it.
Right to the end.
Right to the end. Keep going, keep going. There you go.
Even that shot there when she was looking at the camera and had a little giggle, like obviously like well done because you've got a really great rapport with your couple.
Yes. I feel like take notes, everyone, on that ending. Great ending. Like, people usually really screw up the ending of their film. I will say that is the biggest thing that no, seriously.
Yeah.
And this was a really
really
good
good
ending.
steam on the edit. Like they put a lot of effort in. Like we see it with so many films that we've had submitted so far. Like they put so much effort into the opener.
Yeah.
And run out of steam. Like whether they get lazy or whether they just can't like keep up the pace of the edit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it usually suffers. It shows pretty quickly.
Yeah. I like that this one was like they had, the first dance shot where she's crying and then we're cutting into the sparkler exit and like I think a shot of them kissing from somewhere else. And like that to me is like the perfect little outro montage. Like how do we end? How do we wrap this up? And they're kind of calling back to these really beautiful moments. That I wouldn't change any of those shots. They're all perfect where they are. That's the roast.
Do we roast them well?
I don't know. Yeah, I roasted hard, man. I'm so sorry. This is just like my brain, right? But fuck, I hope you know that I love this film so much. That's why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah, but hopefully, like people understand by now, they're not submitting for a ego stroke.
Yeah, I mean, Sunday roast. If you don't know why you're submitting, I'm like,
we all like this. We're here to like learn to get better and improve and like.
Yes.
critique our craft.
And I'm a blunt bitch because I come from a history of like getting blunt feedback as an editor. Like,
and I think that's what's made you a good editor.
I actually think it has. Like, I can take it, and then sometimes I have to remember that it's hard for other people, because creatives, like, we're in an industry where we always get positive feedback from our couples. I love my video. Like, of course they're going to love it. It is them and their story.
And it's easy to get like a massive ego over it too, and just and have like the echo chamber of you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing, without actually
upping your craft,
critiquing your own craft, or having someone that can do that for you. So hopefully for a lot of people this is helpful. Hopefully.
Anyway, I love that one. I'm so stoked. All right, until next week. Bye. Is that all?
I think I'll stop now.